I remember the exact chair I was sitting in. Someone had asked me to come in. Not casually, deliberately. They said it straight out. They wanted my red on this because of what I'd done before. Years of it. They said it like it mattered. I brought a legal pad. I'd written 3 pages the night before, numbered in order of what I thought mattered most. I remember thinking, on the drive there, that this was the first time since the move that I felt like the version of myself that used to walk into rooms and get listened to. I sat down, I opened the pad, and I started talking. I got about 4 sentences in before I felt it. Not a rejection. Nobody said no. Somebody just said, "Yeah, but here's what we usually do." And the conversation moved forward like I hadn't spoken. I kept my pad open. I tried again, a little further into the meeting. Smaller this time, just 1 point instead of 3. Same thing. A nod, a noted, and then the plan kept moving in the direction it had already been moving before I sat down. I remember looking down at my own handwriting halfway through and feeling something I didn't have a name for yet. Not anger, closer to disorientation. Like I'd shown up to the wrong meeting, except it was the right meeting. I just wasn't actually needed in the way I thought I was. I closed the pad before it was over. I don't think anyone noticed. I didn't say anything in the car. I don't even remember the drive, honestly. Just arriving home and realizing I'd made it there without noticing the roads. I sat with my 3 pages that night and reread them. They were good. I knew they were good. That wasn't the part I couldn't figure out. What I couldn't figure out was whether it mattered that they were good, if nobody was going to use them. I turned that over for longer than I want to admit. Not, was I right? I already knew what I thought. The question was smaller and worse than that. Did it matter that I was right if being right in a room by myself doesn't change anything that happens outside it? I didn't sleep well. Not dramatically. Just that specific kind of restless, where your body's still but your head won't stop rerunning the same 4 sentences. I went back the next week. I didn't bring the pad. I told myself that was strategy. Read the room first, then contribute. Some of that was true. But some of it was just protecting myself from opening the notebook and watching the same thing happen twice. That's the part I'm not proud of. I let one room decide whether I'd keep showing up fully. I've done that before, actually. In different rooms, different countries, different versions of me. It's an old pattern wearing a new location. I'm working on that now. Not forcing myself back into who I was in that chair with 3 pages. Just noticing when I'm quietly deciding not to offer something. And asking myself honestly whether that's wisdom or just old damage talking. I still don't know if any of what I said in that room mattered. I never got to see if it moved anything later, in ways I wasn't in the room for. Maybe it did. Maybe none of it went anywhere. I've made peace with not knowing, mostly. Some days more than others. What I do know is this. I closed a notebook that day, and some part of me has stayed a little bit closed ever since. I'm trying to open it back up, slowly, not because I know it'll land this time. I don't. Just because a closed notebook never lands either. If you've ever sat in a room, said something true, and watched it get absorbed like it was never said, you know exactly the kind of quiet I'm talking about. I don't have a fix for it. I just have the fact that I'm still bringing the notebook, even now uncertain every time whether it'll matter.